The day you die, your own bank quietly does two things to your money that almost no family ever sees coming. And both of them lock your loved ones out at the very worst moment. The first is that it freezes your bank account. The second is that it seals your safe deposit box shut, the very box where so many people keep their will, their deed, their insurance papers, and everything that matters most. And here is the part that shocks families the most. They cannot get into either one. Not with a will, not with a death certificate in hand. Not even a husband or a wife of 50 years can simply walk in and open it. But there is one simple form, one you can fill out for free in a single afternoon, that stops the whole nightmare before it ever begins. So let me show you exactly what the bank does the day you die, and the one form that keeps that door open for the people you love. Let me start with the bank account, because this one catches almost everyone. The moment your bank learns that you have died, an account held in your name alone is frozen solid. Nothing moves. A few automatic payments may limp along for a little while, but no person can step in and take money out. Not to pay your bills, not to cover your funeral, not to keep your home running. In the eyes of the law, that money now belongs to your estate, and only one person on this earth can touch it. That is the executor, the person named in your will, and even they cannot lift a finger until a probate court has met, reviewed the will, and handed them a special set of court papers proving they hold the authority. That process takes weeks at best, and very often many months. And all the while, your family stands there watching the bills pile up on the kitchen table, knowing full well there is more than enough money sitting right there to cover every one of them, and being told again and again that they are not allowed to touch a single dollar. Now here is the second lock, the one hardly anyone warns you about, and it is even crueler. The safe deposit box. The day the bank is told you have passed, it seals that box shut, exactly the same as the account. And this catches families completely off guard because they assume that if they have the little key, they can simply open it. They cannot. The bank will not let anyone into a box held in your name alone until once again a probate court gives its blessing and an executor arrives with those same court papers in hand. Even a joint renter, someone whose own name sits on the box right beside yours, often finds themselves frozen out at death, allowed in only under the watchful eye of a bank employee, and only to pull out burial instructions, nothing more. So that box, and everything precious you tucked inside it, sits locked away in the dark for months. And this is where it turns into a trap that would almost be funny if it were not so painful. Think about what people keep inside that box. The most common thing of all is the will itself, the deed to the house, the life insurance policy, the savings bonds, the jewelry, the papers of family needs, the very moment a loved one dies. But here is the cruel circle. To open probate and get the court papers that unlock the box, the family usually needs the will, and the will is sitting inside the box, which is locked, which cannot be opened without the will. Families have waited months and paid lawyers thousands of dollars, all to get into a box that was holding the one piece of paper that would have let them in from the very start. It is a knot that ties itself tighter the harder you pull on it, and it is completely, entirely avoidable. And do not think for a moment that probate is a quick trip down to a courthouse. It is a long, formal, and often expensive process. In a great many places, it drags on for 6 months to a year, and sometimes far longer if anyone raises so much as a single objection. It commonly eats up thousands of dollars in court fees and lawyer fees, and every one of those dollars comes straight out of the very savings you worked a whole lifetime to leave behind. Worse still, probate is a public process. The list of what you owned and who you left it to can become a matter of public record that any stranger is free to walk in and read. So the account and the box do not merely sit frozen. They sit frozen inside a slow, costly, and very public machine that your family is forced to feed and wait upon at the exact moment they are least able to bear it. And this is the entire machine that one small form lets you skip, cleanly and completely. So here is the one form that cuts straight through all of it, and it costs you nothing at all. It is called a payable-on-death designation. Some banks call it transfer on death. but it is the very same simple thing. You walk into your bank, or you go online, and you name the person you want your money to go to when you die. Your spouse, your child, whoever you choose. That is it. While you are alive, absolutely nothing changes. It is still entirely your account. You spend it, you move it, you close it, you change your mind, all exactly as before. And the person you named has no access and no claim to a single dollar for as long as you are breathing. But the moment you pass, that account does not freeze, and it does not go anywhere near a probate court. It passes straight to the person you named, who simply walks into the bank with a death certificate and their own identification. And within days, not months, the money is theirs. No frozen account, no endless waiting, no lawyer, one free form, and your family is protected. And here is something that should make this feel familiar rather than frightening, because you have almost certainly done this very thing before without thinking twice about it. Your life insurance policy already names a beneficiary. So does your retirement account, and your pension, and your savings bonds. When you pass, every one of those pours straight to the people you named, quickly and quietly, with no court and no freeze, and for one reason only. You filled out a beneficiary line years ago, and then forgot all about it. Your plain checking and savings account and your safe deposit box are very often the only things you never got around to doing it for. So all you are really doing here is finishing a job you already started long ago. If you would rather, a joint account held with what is called a right of survivorship does much the same thing, passing straight to the other owner the moment you are gone. And for a larger estate, a living trust can hold your accounts and your box together and skip past probate entirely. But for most ordinary people, that free payable-on-death form is the simplest and the fastest shield there is. Now the safe deposit box needs a little more care, because that payable-on-death form covers your account, but the box is its own separate lock. So do two things. First, if you keep a box, add a trusted person as a joint renter on it now, while you are well, so that their name sits on the contract right beside yours. And second, and this is the big one, do not keep your will or any paper your family will need the instant you die locked away inside that box. Keep the will somewhere your family can reach it right away, with your lawyer, in a fireproof box at home, wherever they can put their hands on it without having to ask a bank or a judge for permission first. The box is a fine place for jewelry and keepsakes. It is a terrible place for the one document that unlocks everything else. Here is how this plays out, and it happens to real families all the time. A husband passes away, and his wife knows exactly where everything is. It is all in the safe deposit box, neat and organized. The will, the deed, the insurance. She drives to the bank with the key and the death certificate, grieving and exhausted, and she is turned away right there at the counter. The box is sealed. To open it, she needs to be named the executor. But to be named the executor, the court needs the will, and the will is locked inside the box she cannot open. Weeks turn into months. The life insurance goes unclaimed. The bills go unpaid. And a woman who did everything right, whose husband did everything right, is left standing there helpless, all for the want of one free form and one simple decision about where to keep a piece of paper. So here is your plan, and none of it is hard. This week, call your bank or go online and put a payable-on-death beneficiary on every account you own. It is free, it takes only minutes, and it changes nothing while you are alive. If you keep a safe deposit box, add a trusted person as a joint renter on it, and move your will and your important papers out of it and into somewhere your family can reach. And then tell your family what you have done and where everything is. The families that sail right through this are not the lucky ones. They are simply the ones who set it up ahead of time. This is general information to help you protect the people you love, and it is not legal advice, because the exact rules are a little different in every state. Before you finish your planning, it is well worth sitting down just once with a lawyer who handles estates to make sure everything is set up the right way for where you live. So remember the two locks that snap shut the day you die: the frozen account and the sealed box. And remember that both of them can be beaten by one quiet afternoon of paperwork, done while you are still here to do it. Your family will already be carrying more grief than words can hold on that day. Do not let them also stand helpless at a bank counter, locked out of the very things you saved a lifetime to leave them. Fill out that one form, move that will to safety, and you will have handed the people you love something far more valuable than any dollar in that account, a door that stays open. And if you know someone who keeps a safe deposit box, or who has never once named a beneficiary on their accounts, share this with them today, because this is the kind of thing you can only fix while there is still time.